Welcome back to another episode of Boys from the Bridge. Now in this video we're going to be reflecting on England's campaign, what could have been better in that French game. It's not just going to be an entirely negative video because I believe there are quite a lot of positives to take out of the game, but there are definitely things that I think Gareth Southgate could have done for us to beat this French team. Now, this wasn't the best French team at all. I think their defense was extremely shaky. Jules Koundé was playing as a right back. He's not traditionally a right back at all. He plays as a centre back. We could have exploited these positions a lot more. I don't even want to get into the refereeing. I feel like English fans do blame the referee when we lose a game, but there's no doubt that this referee was shocking. Absolutely a disgrace. Can't believe that he was in charge of this game. But even without the referee, and the referee being as bad as he was, I still think we could have beaten them. So let's start with the positives. Now, before going into this game, there was huge talk about Kylian Mbappe, how to stop this player. I know I was feeling extremely nervous about Kylian Mbappe, but I also knew he definitely wasn't the only threat. You got the likes of Giroud up front. Griezmann at the moment is playing so well, and in that game he was arguably the best player on the pitch. Griezmann, especially for France. The balls that he put into the box, especially for Giroud's goal, and he made 2 assists in that game. But this French team are missing a lot of their big stars. The likes of Kanté, Pogba, and the Ballon d'Or winner Benzema were out of this squad. This is a huge opportunity missed by England, and I am absolutely gutted that we didn't get through. Now, I have to give Southgate a lot of credit. He did start 4 at the back. A lot of us, including me, was predicting Gareth Southgate to switch to a back 5 in this game, but that would have been the first time in this tournament that Gareth Southgate would have switched to a back 5, and that would have definitely shown weakness for England. So I definitely have to give credit to Gareth Southgate for playing 4 at the back. His starting lineup was a similar lineup that I would have gone with. However, that's about the only positive I can say to Gareth Southgate. I think that he did get the best out of a lot of these players. The likes of Harry Maguire had an exceptional tournament. Jude Bellingham also had an exceptional tournament. You can say that he gave Jude Bellingham a big opportunity in this World Cup, but he was arguably England's best player in this World Cup, so you couldn't exactly leave Jude Bellingham out. Now let's talk about what he could have done better. Let's start with the substitutions. Oh my goodness. Now, if you look at when we scored, we got the penalty in around the 52nd minute mark in the second half. Kane slotted it in a couple minutes later. And we only made our first substitution a minute after the French scored their second goal. I was shouting out for Gareth Southgate to make a substitution around the 60th minute mark. Let's just go for it. Let's try and win it. We were on top for the majority of that second half. We were a way better team than the French. Throw on Marcus Rashford in the 60th minute mark. Take off the likes of Phil Foden. I didn't think that Phil Foden was that impactful in the game, but no, of course he doesn't throw on Marcus Rashford in the 60th minute mark. He throws Marcus Rashford on in the 85th minute with 5 minutes left. And I know there's some people that are saying that, wow, he still got around 15 minutes because there are 10 minutes added on. There's no way he possibly knew that there was going to be around 10 minutes added on in that game. Why wouldn't you give Marcus Rashford, that's our equal leading goal scorer with 3 goals in this World Cup, with the likes of Saka, who also has 3 goals. Saka was terrific in this World Cup and in the French game. Woo! Feeling heated, even just speaking about this, even though I've had a couple of days just to digest this England performance. I just feel like this was an opportunity missed, and obviously I was feeling extremely emotional after the game, even today, and it's been a couple of days after. I'm still feeling very emotional. I'm just looking at the subs. French score in the 78th minute. 79th minute, we bring on Mason Mount for Henderson. I'm a big Chelsea fan. I really like Mason Mount. The bar I was at was giving Mason Mount a lot of stick for coming on in the 79th minute. And I don't think Mason Mount is on form at the moment. I don't think he's on form for his club. Don't think he's on form for his country. He hasn't really done anything in this World Cup. Why wouldn't you give the likes of Maddison an opportunity? Maddison, who was England's most creative player coming into this tournament, didn't get 1 minute Not even 5 seconds on the pitch for the whole tournament. Why wouldn't you take off Henderson and bring on Maddison? I know people say, oh, Mason Mount got the penalty, but I don't think he got the penalty. He was just shoved in the back. It wasn't like he, went through 3 players and was tackled down. No, he was just shoved in the back and won the penalty like that. And I am no way blaming Kane. I think anyone that blames Kane for missing that or saying that there should have been another player to take that penalty, because the likes of Lloris obviously knows Kane very well because they play for the same club and they probably have taken a lot of penalties against each other. But imagine someone else took the second penalty and missed, then everyone would have been just shouting out, okay, Kane had to take the first penalty. So I'm gutted for Kane. It's sad that the only opportunities that we came to scoring and everyone's talking about are the penalties. That one penalty in the first half that we didn't get, although I think that might have been just outside the box. The foul on Saka leading up to France's first goal. You got the likes of Harry Maguire that hit the post with a header. Saka almost scored but kind of just miskicked it and it went right. And Kane's first penalty was great. So Kane is not to blame at all. The same time Mason Mount came on for Henderson, Sterling came on for Saka. Why is Saka coming off? He is England's best player. Why is Saka coming off when we need a fucking goal? Why is Saka coming off? Take the likes of Phil Foden off. It's not just Saka coming off. Why is Sterling coming on? Like I said earlier, I'm a big Chelsea fan. I do not think Sterling is on form right now. I think he's had a terrible season for Chelsea, and everyone can say, oh well, he's being played out of position by Graham Potter, but he still can't beat a man. Not once this season have I seen Sterling run with the ball and beat a man. You got the likes of Rashford on the bench. Why wouldn't you bring Rashford on in this opportunity? But no, you take off Saka and you bring on Sterling with 10 minutes left to play. Gareth Southgate is not a proactive manager. He is a responsive manager to what is happening in the game. We go down a goal, so you bring on attackers. Why can't we go for it after we score the first goal? Bring on the likes of Rashford at 60. Bring on the likes of Maddison at 60. Bring on the likes of Grealish at 65. Now, I'm going to go into fucking Grealish coming on too. At the same time, when our English players came on, the French brought on Coman for Dembele. Dembele is not having the best World Cup. Coman is a very, very good player. I really rate him. But that's about all the French could have brought on. We did not utilize our bench at all. So you got the likes of Phil Foden coming off for Rashford. Great sub, 85th minute mark. Why? Should have been around the 60th minute mark. Okay, then in the 98th minute, Stones is obviously injured. I understand. He actually took forever to get off the pitch. I don't know why Stones couldn't just crawl his way off the pitch to give us a few more minutes. And you bring on Grealish in the 98th minute mark, being like, go on, son, score 2 goals in 30 seconds. Why are you bringing on Grealish? And I know we didn't score, but I can just imagine if we made it 2-2 going into extra time, we wouldn't have a centre-back. We would only have Maguire as a centre-back. So I'm not sure what he was thinking in terms of bringing Grealish on in the 98th minute. And then you got the likes of Rashford that went oh so close with the free kick. But yes, whew, could have done so many things better. A lot of people are shouting for Gareth Southgate to be sacked. And a lot of people, like Danny Mills, for instance, is backing Gareth Southgate as if they are lovers. I'm not sure why he's backing Gareth Southgate to the degree that he is. I understand that since Iceland in 2016, I believe, when that was pretty much the lowest of the low for England, things have greatly improved. But I also have to say, our squad is unbelievable. And I know if you sack Gareth Southgate, you're going to have to choose the right manager to come in. People are speaking of Pochettino. Is it right even for a foreigner to manage England, the likes of an Argentinian managing England? Imagine that the next World Cup in 2026, if England play Argentina and Pochettino is the English manager and we lose, I don't know. I think it would have to be an English manager. That's what I believe. I know you could say the likes of Klopp, Pep Guardiola, both these guys would have definitely won the game against France. They wouldn't have been scared to make substitutions a lot earlier and actually go for the game. But who can replace Southgate? That's the question. Obviously, my favourite would be Eddie Howe at Newcastle, but he's not going to leave Newcastle. With the amount of money that Newcastle are going to be throwing in to the team over the next few seasons, he's not going to leave Newcastle. Who else? Sam Allardyce? No, thank you. Sean Dyche? No, thank you. Graham Potter at Chelsea? I mean, he just arrived at Chelsea. He's not going to want to leave Chelsea. So, I mean, in terms of replacements, there's really not that many people to replace him. Do I agree with the FA giving Southgate an extended contract before the tournament has even begun? You know, the FA is also part of the problem. This whole system is screwed up. I just do not think that Southgate has what it takes to take England to the final and win it in the 2024 Euros. I honestly believe that this is going to happen again. We're going to have a fairly decent run at the Euros in Germany in 2024 and then face a good opposition like France. Germany are going to be a lot better, can't be much worse. And a lot of other European teams, I believe, are going to be a lot better. Spain in a few years are going to be a really, really scary team. So yes, this has been my rant on what England could have done better. But at the end of the day, I am extremely proud of the boys. I think we were the better team against France. We definitely deserved to go through. But that's football. It's tough to take. I definitely think this is a huge opportunity missed. We would have faced Morocco in the semi-finals, and Morocco are an exceptionally difficult team to break down, but I had a feeling we would have beat them, would have either faced Croatia or Argentina in the final, and I think we had a huge opportunity to win this tournament. But yes, another 1,500 days until the next World Cup. Another 4 years we have to wait. But gutted, proud of the boys, but till next time, see you later.